Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Parnassus has asked me to provide a short rundown of what has appeared on... Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Panaskowitz has asked me to sum up what has been happening. Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Panucci has asked me to provide a short clip about what's...
Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Dan Panchetta has courteously allowed me this short segment to talk about... Once again, I'd like to thank Dan Prosciutto for his support of ARDWULF'S Lair and for giving me this time.
Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Pistolero has asked me to provide a short summary of what has occurred. Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Pinocchio has asked me to cover what's been happening on ARDWULF'S Lair this week. Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Panducci has asked me to give you a brief rundown of what has appeared on... Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Spanducci has asked me to provide a brief overview of... Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Panawaha has asked me to provide you with a brief rundown of... Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Poniatowski has asked me to provide you with a brief rundown... Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Dan Parcheesi has been kind enough to let me have a small segment of... Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Pinocchio has asked me to provide a short segment.
I'd like to thank Dan Panicotta for giving me this time to talk about what's new.
Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Dan Pancheesi. Hey folks, it's... Okay. Hey folks, it's ARDWULF.
Welcome to No Enemies Here, the show where I'm a mother. I'm a mother. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you are a mother. No, I mean, I'm a mother. I found a little baby bird. A little baby bird. And it fell off its nest, and I'm taking care of it, and there it is. There it is. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. You see? And I call them peepers. Well, he fell off his nest in my garage. He had a brother or a sister, or she had a brother and a sister, and he was dead, and the mother wasn't there, so there's no way I'm gonna let a living creature that vulnerable die. I mean, look, I work in palliative care, you know, if we're gonna talk about, what do they call it there, if we were in nature, survival of the fittest there, I wouldn't be working in palliative care, you know what I'm saying? So, I've got a heart, and I'm a mother. Actually, I'm a groupie, and I'm a mother. And I'm really happy I know that. It's like discovering you have a certain mental illness. Like, well, mental illness. Like, I'm ADD, and I was 30-something when I discovered it. Was such a relief. Now I understand, you know, now I have people that I know that are the same as me and whatever. It's just a great relief to know that I'm a groupie, and I'm a mother. Anyways, the CSR Awards, the ballots are out. Now's the time. Go. Stop this show. Go. I'll wait for you. Welcome back. I'm glad you want to vote. Okay, so the whole gang is here. And I'm just waiting for David. David, the punk rocker of Wargame Institution. He's a father, man. You know, I know what it's like. I'm a mother. He's a father. Hey, you know, you gotta... It's tough, man. It's tough. Today I have the day off. I've procrastinated a bit, actually. I didn't. I just tore down my garage shed where was my smoking room because my wife wants to use the wheelbarrow. So it was behind the shed. You had no access, right? Now I tore down everything and whatever. So I got 2 things to build today. Wow, this year. That is my smoking room, which is gonna become my studio. I'm gonna have great ventilation in there. I have a friend who works in ducts, and you're not gonna smell any smoke. It's gonna be wonderful. I think I'm gonna turn it into my studio too. Why not, huh? Why have different rooms, like your war game room, your studio room, your smoking room, your bedroom? Even though my house is big enough for that. Remember I had kids, huh? So that's it. Tomorrow, I'm going, actually today, because it comes out on Saturday, I'm going to Stack Academy. I'm going to interview a couple of people. I'm going to hang around there half the day, because it's in downtown Montreal. I don't have the weekend off very often. And it's a beautiful day, and mushrooms are coming out. What do you want me to tell you? Priorities. And that's it, man. Be nice. That's all I gotta say. Be nice. Have a good show. Okay, this just in from Noble Knight just writes to me that they're having a huge spring sale. So during the span of that sale, the coupon codes that are provided for us won't work since they won't stack with the discounted sale pricing, okay? So sales discount will range for the most part between 10 to 20% off the current price, which is usually already 5 to 10 off at MSRP, all right? So it's going to be statewide. Remember that No Enemies NEH show won't work for this sale. And that's what I wanted to let you know. Capiche? Capiche?
Hello, this is Riccardo Masini, and this time the greatest day in history and games is May 7, 1945. The day when at last, after almost 6 years of one of the most terrible conflicts in human history, Germany finally surrendered. On the first days of 1945, the situation of the German armed forces was very precarious. The planned counter-offensives in the Ardennes had clearly failed to push back the Western Allies towards Antwerp, but it was in the east where things were becoming quite desperate. After a series of failed operations and an almost unstoppable Soviet advance, the Wehrmacht had been forced to retreat almost to the Oder River, just 80 kilometers east of Berlin. But that advance was actually almost unstoppable. The seemingly unending manpower and equipment reserve of the Red Army was almost over. So, after having gained 500 kilometers in a very short time, Stalin had to order his marshal to stop and begin mopping up the flanks of the long front, concentrating on Silesia, Pomerania and East Prussia, where relevant pockets of German reserves still held. And in the West? In the West, things were looking a bit better for the Allies. Montgomery had secured the northernmost section of the advance, from where the long logistical convoys could proceed to destroy what was left of the meager enemy forces. A gigantic pocket in the rural area engulfed a great portion of the German defenders, while in the south, Patton marched quickly through Bavaria, and even the Italian front was almost on the brink of closing down. When the critical Remagen Bridge in the Palatinate region fell to the Allies, the road to the very heart of Germany was open. So open, in fact, that many began to think that Western forces were much better poised to reach Berlin even before the Red Army could arrive in sight of the city. Churchill and Roosevelt were of course aware that the Yalta Conference had established that the German capital would be conquered by the Soviets. But Churchill in particular began thinking that maybe a new line could be drawn, a bit more eastward than what had been previously arranged. All these news and the constant setbacks suffered by the Red Army in the very final days of the Nazi regime really troubled Stalin's thoughts. General Eisenhower, commander-in-chief of the Allied armies in Europe, however, solved the issue by giving clear orders to all the Western formations to stop on the Elbe River line, respecting the deal that had been made with Moscow. Why did he take that decision? For military reasons or political opportunity? The debate is still going on today. But as facts went, all the US and British forces contented themselves to consolidate their positions and patiently waited for the arrival of the Soviets. In the last days, Stalin had been in a hurry. He had little trust in Americans and absolutely none in the British. Also, Hitler, while more and more mentally deranged, was betting his last resources on stopping the advance from the east for as long as possible, hoping for a separate peace with the West. So on April 16th, one of the fiercest battles of all World War II began, with Soviet marshals Zhukov, 1st Belarusian Front, and Konev, 1st Ukrainian Front, actually competing among themselves to be the first one to conquer the city, where the last surviving German generals put up a desperate resistance, drawing up all the remaining reserves from the most static sectors of the West. The race between the two Soviet fronts continued for days, but after some initial setbacks suffered by Zhukov and a lot of logistical difficulties from the fast armored columns led by Konev, the two Red Army formations met each other west of Berlin. The other line had been breached, also thanks to the arrival of the 2nd Belarusian Front led by Rokossovsky, and the German capital was totally encircled. On April 25th, 1945, the armies of the West and the East finally met and shook their hands across the Elbe River. The street fighting in Berlin was very violent, but also quite brief. While Hitler was busy moving no longer existing armies on the maps inside his bunker, Soviet soldiers fought against the last trapped Wehrmacht and Waffen-SS troops, quickly neutralizing them. On April 30th, finally recognizing the situation, Hitler committed suicide. 3 days before, Italian dictator Benito Mussolini had been executed. After some days, on May 7th, the new German government led by Admiral Dönitz signed the Act of Unconditional Surrender. It was the end. Japan would fight on for months, but war in Europe was finally over. A truly pivotal moment in world history, the tragic conclusion for that terrible conflict. Actually, the desperate defense by trapped German troops against the astounding Soviet advances and the slow but constant progress of Western allies do not seem an easy subject for a balanced and interesting wargame. But enter here Mr. Jim Dunnigan, who in the late 70s designed one of his greatest masterpieces, Battle for Germany. Originally published by SPI, the game was later republished by Decision, first in a simply re-edited form and recently in a new deluxe and I'd say definitive edition. The new incarnation of this classic includes all its previous versions, as well as rules clarifications gathered in the last 4 decades. Scenario variants, new and more modern components, all provided in a totally revised and very effective presentation. Battle for Germany uses very simple and basic mechanics to represent the final monster of the war in Europe, also serving as a perfect introduction to traditional X and counter wargaming. Zogs, CRTs, terrains and so on are all there, but there is more. The true secret of the game, which has made it one of the all-time favorites for virtually every grognard on Earth, is its unique player distribution. The game can be played by up to 4 people, but if you are 2 around the table, one player leads the Western Alliance and the German forces in the east, the other is in command of the Red Army and the Germans in the west. This creates an indirect competition among the 2 players, constantly switching from attacking to defending and back in order to hinder the opponent's progress. We will get first to the pre-arranged objectives, and will those arrangements really hold out in the end? Battle of Germany truly is a classic that stood the test of time, and to have it reproposed today in such a beautiful edition is a real privilege for any modern wargame enthusiast, as well as a great opportunity for everyone who wants to try the wonders of traditional X and counter wargaming for the first time. And so, once again, that's it for this time. See you on the next battlefield. Ciao!
Victor of Back to the Table's got 2 videos out this week. First video, STUKAJOE Games number 12, the Box Fart edition. Okay, and also, give us victories. Okay, I don't know what happened here. Maybe hidden like Kevin Bertram's imitation of him, but the guy's got a shiner and he don't look happy. Timmy the Shiner Man. Harebrained Games, Weekend Games. I'm sure he's got a story to tell. Respect! Jim Ozorski has 2 videos out this week. The Battle of Eggmühl, Part 2 for Blücher, and the Battle of Lachling, Part 2 for Shackos 2. ID Jester has a slew of videos. Wargaming Big Day 451, Missions and New Frames, live unboxing Salerno 43 by GMT Games, designed by Mark Simonich. Also a live unboxing of Race to Bastogne, I should say. I was going to say Race to the Rhine. Race to Bastogne by MMP. Live unboxing of Zervia by Koliba Games Kickstarter. Zervia, I'm sure I said that right. And target for today, heavy metal hitters. And live chat with Scott Moulder, game caddy tutorial, and ... My favorite Frenchman in England, Fred Serval of the channel Homo Ludens, has 2 videos this week. Man, he's got time on his hands, this guy. Iron, Blood, Snow, and Mud. I teach and play with James ... And Combat Commander Stalingrad. Workers' Day. You know, I used to have fun playing Combat Commander with Carl. I mean, I never won. And the thing is that I can't play more than a game, man. I'm too distracted. I'll play a game. I gotta take a break. I don't know, take a nap. And come back and maybe play another game. But we'll see this weekend at Stack Academy. We're gonna see. This Dutchman has a great channel, History Hustle, and he discusses why did Romania join Operation Barbarossa. It'll be in history forever! This week on Hex to Hex, the whole row of videos, a slew of them. He talks about the Civil War, episode number 1, and Blackburn's Ford, parts 1 and 2 with the finale. Goes back to the Civil War, episode 2, and plays the first Manassas, episode 1 and 2. Harsh Rules learns how to play the first scenario of Undaunted North Africa. A game by Trevor Benjamin and David Thompson. On Epic TV, Epic History TV, what a great channel. Belisarius, The Last Battle. This is 6 of 6, 544 AD. I'm gonna check it out because that's what I do. Diagonal Moves is on hiatus, playing a Euro game, Crescent Moon, giving us a component overview, which I think is important. Dave of Dave's Gaming Cave has 3 videos, I should say. I was stuck there. This week, 2 videos on Corsair Leader Carrier Ops, variant part 3, 4, and the finale. Also, starting a mini game of B-17 Flying Fortress Leader. All games by DVG. Compass Games and Compass Games Town Hall episode 43. We are privileged this week because Combat Board Games has 2 videos. He's looking at the Race to Bastogne, yet another Michael Lambo game, and unbagging ICBM, produced by Mayfair Games. At Castle Arch, he's telling you why you should be using Kingdom of Rhythm, and the review Starfire. I don't have that game, but it's cool. 3 videos this week on bonding with board games and RPGs. Evil Twilight Session 1 Episode 17, Smoke, and Evil Twilight 2000 Season 1 Episode 18, Edge of My Knife, and he's unboxing Plain Indian Wars from GMT, a game by John Paniski. On Big Board Gaming, 3 videos this week: Fire in the Streets, Heroes of the Nam Fire in the Streets, and Silesia 222 BC, Great Battles of History. Liz Davidson of Beyond Solitaire in podcast episode 79. Charles Cartier, or Charles Cartier, on Wargaming at CNA. He's a professional wargamer, and he joins us on the pod to talk about his work. Not us, but Liz, at least the parts that aren't classified. Everything and only ASL at Illuminating Rounds, episode 66, 505. Martin takes on Toby in Toby's first and only scenario he's designed after reading the defense manual. Artie of ARDWULF'S Lair, war game storage, overstuffed games with Pacific War, and counterclipping Pacific Theater in wargaming. And Flip Through Mercenary Kickstarter Rewards, Mongoose Traveler 2nd Edition. And he's unboxing Admiral's War, the expansion. 6 Actual has his game Cactus Air Force update and new game in 4K.
Hello all, it's time for the Charles S. Roberts 2021 Awards. Charles S. Roberts Awards are presented annually for excellence in historical wargaming hobby. Charles S. Roberts, in whose name this award is given, arguably invented the modern wargame industry. He founded Avalon Hill in 1958 and published such notable titles as Tactics II and Gettysburg. They were the first commercial board games, war games, and Charles Roberts not only was responsible for their creation, but many of the key industry developments, such as Combat's Results Table, that were later become commonplace. Avalon Hill became a pioneer in a new type of gaming, strategy games based on historical events, and so Charles S. Roberts helped spawn the commercial wargaming hobby industry as we know it today. The Charles S. Roberts Awards is now accepting votes for the 2021 awards through June 30th, 2022. Submit up to 3 nominations for each category. Ballots can be submitted online. There's going to be a link posted below through 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on June 30th, 2022. Once you get to the ballot, you're going to notice some changes. There has been a reduction in the amount of categories. There's been some combination of some of the categories, and there's been kind of a review of each one of the categories by the board. The board has listened to input and a fair amount of criticism over the last couple of years since the Charles S. Roberts Awards have come back into being, and have tried to accommodate some of those concerns. It's still evolving, but I think you'll find that the categories that are out there now really do try to address some of the more prominent features of our hobby. As you can see here, these are the period awards, have been reduced from previous years and trying to focus on exactly the key categories that the hobby looks to. With respect to the format awards, those have been changed and clarified as well. The Computer Game Award is down to just 1 award now, where in the past it had 4 or 5 categories. Really trying to focus and hone in on what is important to the hobby. Publication and Broadcast Awards are now down to 3. And then you have the individual awards, as you can see here. Votes can be submitted online. There's the link right there, but I'll also put the link below in the description so you guys can have access to that. Again, you can submit up to 3 nominations for each category. Ballots can be submitted online. Again, the link is below. The times you need to know about the cutoff time is June 30th, 2022 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you for watching, and go fill out your ballot today.
The Minister, that is Joel Toppin. This week, 2 videos out on Salerno 43 campaign game, I should say. Turns 4 to 6 and turns 7. We get a behind-the-scenes look at Julius Fairfax for our Spanish listeners. The making of a video from Julius Fairfax. Little Wars TV, 2 videos this week. The day Johnson slips away again. And May 5th, the day Phil Kearney saves the army. Zilla Blitz has 2 videos this week. Hill of Doves gameplay number 3, Supply and Strategic Turn, plus Klotzen, Panzer Battle First Look and Overview. On World War II, Indy Nidell and Friends' channel, 2 videos out. Dead refugees are better than new immigrants. And Allies on Amphetamines, a World War II special. Wise Guy History takes a break with only 3 videos out this week. How rail conversion points work in Barbarossa. Army Group Center, I'm assuming, and capture Minsk or pocket Soviet tank division, and ambitious Axis forces try to do it all. Start of turn 5. The cop, that is Wayne Hansen, in his Let's Play segment plays Irish Freedom. This is a tutorial playthrough. U-Boater 658 has 4 videos this week. Operation Unthinkable, the Soviet setup. And by MDG, MacArthur's War, September 50th. The KPA Fall Back. Also, he's unboxing the Russian campaign, DSE Compass Games. And OSG Napoleon's Last Gamble, Quatre Bras, 8 p.m. Coalition. Tony of Tony's Board Life has 3 videos out, Advanced Recon, Irish Freedom, and ASMR, Relaxing Rain on a Spring Day. You know, that's kind of nice. And Battle of Killicranky, turns 1 and 2. Or Killicranky. Or I don't know. GIMPY of the Gimpy Gamer. 4 videos. First one, Maladum, a preview. The second video is Nemo's War review through part 3. And the dice, use 666. And he gives us his opinion on the state of wargaming. Okay, you gotta look at this because this is an incredible, huge game, heavily researched, incredibly detailed, on the tabletop's edge, discovering TSWW Naval Combat, Part 1. Trust me, it's involved. Those guys from the Player's Aid, Grant and the other guy, does an unboxing, a battalion combat series, battalion combat series, yeah, of Arakud from MMP, and an unboxing the Mighty Endeavor from MMP. The PBS voice, that is, the Oaken Night, does a game review on the African Campaign Designer Signature 2nd Edition series, published by Compass Games. Cody of the Discriminating Gamer has 5 videos. First one called Trollfest. Second one called Cody's Game Shelf number 8. How many shelves does this guy have? Also, Horrified, American Monsters, and a question and answer period that was live, and 10 games that killed other games. STUKAJOE takes a closer look at Santander 37. This was live. The Munich Agreement, how the West gave Czechoslovakia to the Nazis, September 30th, 1938, on Simple History. Beautiful lighting, that's all I can say. On Seek Out and Play, this is a short video that covers Warfighter World War II expansions number 20 and 21, The French. Rough Swordsman Wargamer has 3 videos out this week. The first one, a Rough and Blues live stream of GMT's Cataphract, Part 3. Also an unboxing on his Open the Box segment, Tornio 44. Tornio? Really? It's not Torino. Tornio. That's what I'm saying. A game from Miku Games and a playthrough of Panzer Scenario number 1, The Crossing, Turn 6, Part 5. The Professor Riccardo Mazzini. 4 videos out. A Micro Warlog Saladin. And Warlog, a boxing, he says. A Warlog boxing must be an unboxing. Give us victories. But he says boxing, so he knows what he's talking about. Also, Give Us Victories, 2nd day, number 12, Introduction Component Overview. Also, a boxing in English. He must mean unboxing. Of Give Us Victories. But Riccardo Mazzini knows what he's saying. I will not dispute him. Ever. Pushing Cardboard has 2 videos out this week. Sword Around the Throne, an unboxing, and Almoravid, an unboxing, a game by Volko Runke. Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials has a video out called Here Come the Rebels! Scenario number 5, the Baltimore Raid. It's a rematch. For all our Italian listeners, Mauro Faina has a slew of videos out. Episode 65 and 66 of Il Giannizzero Nero. Also, he checks out Battaglia nel Deserto Part 4, and he's live with the so-called Giannizzero Nero with the game North Africa. The vampire, that is Mark Felton Productions. Mark Felton has 2 videos out this week. The Sword of Stalingrad and Something Nasty in the Attic. World War II German incendiary bombs.
Hello everyone, this is Michel Leviathan Sorbet from the Polish YouTube channel Wojennik TV. Here is, as always, my quick roundup of the content published on my channel during the last 7 days. Last Sunday I released yet another top 3 video in which I have spoken about my top 3 games of the previous month, so of April 2022. On this list I included Maquis, a very interesting, very intriguing solitaire game which is set in World War II, in which we can take control of members of the French resistance. We will be trying to accomplish missions, we will be trying to gather equipment in order to secure the possibilities of accomplishing those missions. Very entertaining, I played a lot and I enjoyed it also a lot. The second place was reserved for Race to Moscow, released recently by Phalanx. Now the game was successfully funded on Kickstarter a few years back, but it was released only recently. Obviously, this is a game about World War II and about Operation Barbarossa. The game is for 1 to 4 players. Mostly you will be playing this game in a group of 3 players. Each of those players will take control of one of the army groups, north, center or south, trying to achieve their operational objectives. It is also possible to play the game solitaire, and it is also possible to play the game with an additional 4th Soviet player. Finally, my top game of April was a comeback because it was Commands and Colors Napoleonics. I have very heavily played the game in April because I revisited both the Spanish as well as the Austrian expansion. Well, I revisited the Spanish expansion because I have already played it very, very often, but the Austrian expansion, for some reason, up until now was only opened. I never played scenarios coming from this expansion before, so I really enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, Commands and Colors Napoleonics is one of my favorite games. I played it really a lot with my son, and in April this was the game which we most heavily played. The second video which I released during the last week, which was wargaming related, was the Polish review of Kreta 1941. Kreta 1941 is a game about Operation Mercury, so about the German invasion over Crete. This is a very old Polish wargame, one of the first Polish wargames ever designed and published, released by the legendary Polish company Dragon. I revisited the game last year, I played it with my friend, we enjoyed it, although I must say that this is a dinosaurus. This is a game which is quite old. When you look at it, when you play it, you feel that this is an old school title, although it is always very nice in terms of some memories which come back in order to play it. So those were the 2 wargaming related videos which I released during the last 7 days. As always, I wish you an excellent weekend, have a great gaming, and see you next time.
that exists. It's because I'm not on the side of Captain Marvel, I'm not on the side of Roosevelt and his Jewish friends and his British friends. Because I've been brought up to be a white public defense American girl. Conscious of everything American. Conscious of her friends, conscious of her enemies.
Marco Omni Gamer unboxes and reviews Plains Indian Wars, a game by John Paniski. Lock and Load Publishing is alive and well with Heroes of Bitter Harvest, Game Found video intro, and Heroes of Bitter Harvest. This is an hour, so it's got to be a playthrough, and Enemy at the Gates DLC, and Valor of the 13th DLC. You want to know who Lizzie Borden is? Huh? And their shots quick coming. The Battle of Little Bighorn. Also, the Mexican-American War. 1846 to 1848. All this on Lionheart Filmworks. For your perusal at no cashoozle. You know what I'm saying? Jan Heinemann of Let's Play History has got 2 videos out in German. Augen, Ohren und Sein. Der Kalte Krieg wird heiß. And the, you know what? I'm gonna give up right now. He's got 2 videos out. On Legendary Tactics, a slew of videos. The first one being Gloomhaven board game. How to beat the Necromancers. And an interview with Joshua Gillingham. Plus, the Shores of Tripoli tournament game number 16. And the game Root, new digital expansions, Exiles, and I don't know. Plus, Wingspan European expansion and Wingspan Digital Edition European expansion. On Kings and Generals, that channel with 2.54 million subscribers. Get the knowledge on how Ukraine won the first phase of the war. Also, Battle of Coral Sea, Pacific War number 24. You'll get to know the gist of it in 20 minutes. And how old is Chinese civilization? It's ancient! This week on KilRoyWasHere, a slew of videos. Coffee with Kilroy, Beaches for the Brave by Mike Lambo, Colonel and the Falkland Islands by Decision Games, a 2021 Charles S. Robert Awards for Excellence in Wargaming, plus Plain Indians War by GMT After Action Report, Solitaire Variant number 1. Again, Coffee with Kilroy, he likes coffee. The Race to Bastogne by Mike Lambo, again! And Red Menace, Battle Space Games, an in-game report. You know, this is a fun game. I like it.
A game for gamers, made by gamers, by Flying Pig Games.
Another week, another show. please like and subscribe and support this channel. I'm a mama. I'm a mama. Sounds like a song. I'm a mama. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hey, and this was a nice one. I'll let you know whoever's interested in peepers growing up. I hope he's well, or she. I have no idea whatever. And I'll give you some news about Stack Academy, hopefully next week, because I'll have to edit it, and it does take time. And you know what? Let's make it short. Have a great weekend. Be nice. Nothing wrong with that. Take care.